Good morning YouTube, and welcome along to another garage chat. You've probably noticed that of late the Silver Fox hasn't been out on the road too much, and that's because I've been having a few problems with it. I noticed when I got back from the Griffin Jones meet and greet that the clutch was starting to feel a little peculiar, and it's gotten to the point where whenever I use the clutch, the cable feels almost as though it's on a ratchet. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is replace the cable, and hopefully that'll cure the problem. I managed to get a replacement part here from Dyrons. It's a Honda genuine part, so hopefully it'll be just a case of one off, one on. Now, all the YouTube stuff I've watched and all the details I've seen on forums have suggested that it's a very straightforward, very quick job and shouldn't take more than half an hour at the most. I've set aside a couple of hours just in case. Anyway, let's get down to the bike now and we'll make a start on the job. Now, as you can see, the clutch cable comes in through here. There's a lock nut and there's the securing nut and the adjuster nut there. So what I have to do is I need to slacken this off, and also down at the bottom you'll see that there's a couple of nuts holding the clutch cable actually at the clutch on the engine. You can see me operating it now. So what I need to do is I need to undo those nuts as well, and then the cable should theoretically just thread out and I can put the new one in its place. Now I've slackened off that nut, and I'm just going to measure the distance between that nut and the end of the thread. So that's just 14 millimeters. So let's slacken this off completely. Bit of a jiggle to get it all off. There we go. Right, so that's off at that end. Let's hope it just pulls straight through without any issues. Very greasy. So it's off at the engine. Let's take it off at the lever. That's off at the lever. Just give it a wipe down. Right, let's feed this thing out. It goes through various brackets along the top here, which it should just pop out of. There we go. And then it follows the course of the frame down to the engine. So let's get that out. Now I think what I might do is attach the new to the old so that one pulls the other through. That way I'm not having to worry about threading it through. So as you can see, this is the new top end. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach it to that with a bit of tape, and then one should pull the other through, we hope. Right, let's tease this up there, see if it carries this one up with it. Right, a bit of pushing and shoving and it's gone through. What I need to do now is just reattach it at this end, get it round the back of the exhaust, over the CO2 sensor, and roughly in place there. Right, so that's one end on. The other end, as you can see, is covered in tape, which I'll peel off now. There we go. That's the old cable. I'll just drop down there for now. What I'm going to do is take this out, clean it up, and pop it back in. There. I will of course re-grease it all when it's all back on. Right, that's just a dab of grease on there. get it seated. Right, so that's the top end on. Let's get the bottom end on now. Bearing in mind the distance that I have to measure it, make sure it goes in the right place. So far, fingers crossed, so good. Right, so let's just check this measurement here now. That's 15, I said 14. Just turn it back one notch. There we go, that should be just about bang on. So we just tighten up this one. Lock it all up. And that hopefully should be the job done. So all that remains to do now is make sure that this end is just about right. And that it's releasing properly. Now, according to the book, I should be getting about 10 to 20 millimeters of free play on this. Let's just see how it goes. Slacken it off a bit. That's about 15, so that should be about right. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is start it up and just see if it's changing gear the way I want it to. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to take the bike outside. I don't want to gas myself in here. Right, so the clutch cable has been fitted. It all feels okay. The only thing that's left to do now is take it for a bit of a test ride and at the same time maybe go get some lunch. I feel a ride up to the Route 59 calf coming on. Well, the clutch cable is working really well now. There's none of that ratchety feeling, none of that grinding as it was being pulled in. It's nice and smooth. The clutch doesn't feel to be dragging at all, so I think I've got the setup just about right. It's really nice to be back out on the Silver Fox. Feels really good. I've missed the old girl. Right, so without further ado, bit of lunch. Route 59 calf.